and welcome back to the channel, and we're going to play another one of the World Cup of Design courses, and this one from SleepyPanda7 Cape Mornington. Now we're just going to check the settings. I suspect he's making use of the new extremely firm green settings, which makes a lot of sense. Let's go medium winds and we'll go east, and for tees we'll play, just check we're off the back. Yep, and let's go 4. So we're going to give this a go and see how it goes with this. Now, for those of you who don't know, we all owe a huge debt of gratitude to Sleepy Panda. He's the guy at HB. So was a community member and then started working for them and has pushed through a load of the really big changes that we've seen in this year's designer. And has basically been the engine of so much of this improvement coming about. And here he is. Hey, Christian. So yeah, he does a load of that stuff. That said, we're still going to dig in and give him all the feedback we can on his World Cup course. Good and what would be even better. But he has more hours in this game than anyone else. So there is that. Okay, so we're out somewhere on the Mornington Peninsula. It makes good use of this cool delta setting. Like, always thought this backdrop's a ton of fun. So, as you can see from the sky, we've got a lot of terrain painting going on. We've got the bunkering. Coastal work looks, this is really nice. Little bits of bedrock, lovely low lighting. Now, I guess my immediate critique is probably the wrong word, but thought is, as a course type, he has basically built this exact course relatively recently with Muna Beach, although that was a far tighter affair. But the coastal sandbelt thing, like we've done relatively recently, could have done a different look. I'm not 100% sold on the plot design with the water and then hill and then more low-lying water. It feels like there's more water than there necessarily needs to be, but it does look pretty. And I guess it's kind of in a more fantasy vein. That said, weathering, grasses, topsoil, we're very much making the most of everything we possibly have in the new designer. And some of those new acacia trees look lovely as well. All very pretty. Oh, we have path 3 going out, and then okay, you go out and then come back. It's just here's a little peninsula, which is cool. Okay, well, looking forward to this. Right, where are we? We need to go find our clubhouse. Okay, so clubhouse here. It's an interesting clubhouse. He's done the crowds trick. That's always fun. Right. Okay, so first tee shot, par 4, and we're hitting over these bunkers. I would have potentially made, I feel like the width is pretty constant. I'd have made this a little longer. So if you do play driver out to the right, you're not ending up in heavy rough and being longer. Like, part of what you'll see on sandbelt courses do this better than anywhere else. But there's typically a load of room on the non-ideal line, whereas on the here it's just like there's only one place to land, really. Well, let's see how it goes first. Uh-oh, we're in the bunker. So we'll never find out. Yeah, it's a long approach anyway. I feel like you could have done it whereby people are laying way right to the fairway and just take on that bunker even more. That said, the green is going to kind of filter us towards it. Bunkers look nice. Okay, 206. Is that getting there? Might do. That's pulled as well. Oh, it's an early morning swing. And that one goes right. We're going to make a bogey on the first at best. Oh no, we're into that bunker. Come back. Just a little, please. Ugh, terrible first hole in terms of play. Definitely an early morning start. It's all right. We've had this on a number of holes. So this was the first hole, wasn't it? Okay. Immediately, one thing I would say is we've had this exact tee shot look and then done the same thing again. So just watch out for tendencies. Like we've just had this look to a fairway, and then we're doing the same thing. Now I know those bunkers are closer, but visually it's still kind of doing the same thing. Okay, maybe we'll hit this fairway. That's better. Yeah, those bunkers are a long way back. Okay, trundles on down. Par5. I like as a par4, this would obviously be kind of too long, but the par5, we can probably hit this green. Wow. But then there's all that danger of those bunkers, and you're not necessarily getting up and down. I think I would have lost these trees. Just it clutters the hole a bit more than you need. And you've got some really nice spacing. I'd have probably moved these back a little bit as well. Just anytime they're potentially getting into play, I think you'd have culled them, particularly if it's that sandbelt style. I'm actually going to take an 8-iron and miss the fairway. No? Hooray. Maybe into spinner territory. Yes. Ooh. Might not reach. We'll try. Just about got my line right. I played it as I wanted to play it. But this is why I like playing on the harder difficulty settings, because if I were playing on a easier difficulty, I wouldn't have laid up there because I'd have just tried to hit the green. Like you actually get the strategic intent of the course coming through. Cool to lay up sometimes. Nice swirling camera. 202 feels, yeah, feels a little long for this hole. Would have probably bumped your tee. I think this will play perfectly from the front tee box. Just green maybe a little small for this shot. I said it's downhill. Given that it's very firm and and pretty fast as well. I'm just going to play to the heart of the green. Have a putt. Hey, Meta. No, this is normal. This is actually kind of late for me. But certainly in terms of streaming, it was more like, well, I've got the time. The kids are awake and quiet. Oh, what a putt. Easy hole. I think I probably have a tough pin to get, well, the toughest pin to get to on that one. I like that. What I did like about that was if you're on the right side of that green, then it's quite a flat putt. So yeah, critique with maybe a pinch of salt there. Okay, one bunker. We can play around, I think. I love this idea of that one hog's back spine feeding into the bunker. I think ideally it's best saved for where driver lands kind of a little closer because most people are bombing it over this. I've got the wind with me, so that also helps. We're going to go into the heavy rough. Hammer. I had my swing for 2 holes. It was nice while we had it. Okay, that could still play. Ooh. I think if I'm long, it's not the end of the world. Go on, wind. Oh, it got the lesser end of the 85. Still, should all feed down. Go. Didn't even get it there. Yeah, bogey feels fair. Huh. I don't think you needed the pot bunker. I don't think it fits. I like the terrain painted bunker here. Might have just sculpted this bit down a little from the fairway so it drops into it. Okay, fair enough. I can understand, like, if you've, there's a little Easter egg of you put a ton of time into the tool. I get it. That feels about right. I've had a ton of 200-yard approaches, and that is mostly on me, but just try and get over. Nah, was never getting anywhere further than that front bunker. Oh, what a bunker shot. Just need a little bit more. Did not think it was possible to leave that short. That should be good. What a scorecard. First par. Um, yes and no. It kind of depends on the amount of slope you've put on them. Generally, 25 by 30 in terms of yards would be good. Or I used to say like 95 yards for length of spline, but I think that's working slightly less well for the designer at the moment. Okay, so given that the previous part, let's just have a quick look at the scorecard. Given that the previous par 3 was also 200 yards, I'd have not made this one 200 yards. So yeah, if we're looking at the threes, 200, 200, 224, we could really use one in the 180 range. I think try and vary the distances as much as you can do. Also, I think this would, again, as with the last, probably even more so with this one, because you've got a little tier here, little bowl here. This one would work better, in my opinion, if you had a shorter club into it, because you can control that landing zone roll out a bit more. Like trying to stop near a front pin at 6 iron or 5 iron, it's going to be pretty tough, especially when this one's all carry. Because this one's got no apron, so like it's essentially an island green. Yeah, I, I think if ever you're going above 180, there's got to be fairway run on. Still, it's a nice, pretty hole. I didn't really comment on the prettiness of it. I liked it. Cool little bunker complex eating in. Then that I like the balance of the native area on the right as well. Just enjoying the round, really. Okay, yeah. So this works well as like you can cut the corner of this, or you're playing way out. All green, loads of slope. Do I trust myself? Not really. Just about makes it. Excellent. I do like that you have gone with that kind of slightly invisible light rough. It's very easy in sandbelt not to do that. I think it makes a big difference. And that bit's done really nicely, actually. Because you can't, the reason we didn't used to do it was around the bunkers. So, like, appreciate that you have done that and still cut it into the bunkers without us really knowing. That's good. Okay. Yeah, choke Taytine? Sure. Oh, it's a pretty good shot. Get back there. Nice. I really like the false front. I would probably have done it on a green where if you cut this bunker back to here and have the false front cutting in, like, I don't think you need the false front necessarily and the bunker. I think the false front could work on a different green where you're not doing the big bunker on the angle. Like, just trying to vary ideas a bit. Oh, what a terrible putt. Damn it. Just because then you can make that false front be the real focal point of the hole and have it be the thing that hole is memorable for. Okay. I like the slightly more mounded fairway. This is nice. It's a good change of pace. On wind, bring it back. Thought it was pushing it more inwards. And I thought I was fade it a little bit. Cue 200-yard approach again. Of my own making. Huh, that one got all of it. Yeah, and you have the ability to place water planes as well. I don't know about better. I think most of the tool is still the same. Right. What about a pitch? I love that we can hit pitches really short now. Even if the partial distance itself makes absolutely no sense. That's a fun shot to play. And like the distance of swing animation also makes no sense for it. A cool green site. Okay, so the reverse of that first/second tee shot. It is. I love the diagonal bunker and the kind of semi-blind fairway. I think 3 times in 9 holes is perhaps a little much. Leak out to the right towards those bunkers. Just about okay. Nice. I mean, really cool par 5 green site. Very interesting. I don't think I'm going to reach, but I think it's going to be a long fairway. Nope. Okay. Cool. I like it. An interesting par 5, and I could have laid up and chose not to. Nice little walkway through as well. Okay. Good shot. That's it. Well, I played it as I wanted to. Oh, it's nice that that's our way to reveal the coast as well again. It's too high, I think. Oh no, we're good. I'm really enjoying it. Cool camera view. I like this one a lot. It's just simple. Green is running away from you. You're hitting it, and the spine works well. You're hitting it over this way, then that becomes an infinitely more challenging shot than from this side. I might have just allowed a bit more fairway down here, would be my only thing. Just like, I think drive ball holes or close to drive ball holes get even better the more you incentivize the layup. Right. because it is pretty easy to lay up to here. Like, let people lay up here a bit more, maybe. Because your landing zone for driver, I know where you'll end up, but if you look at how wide that is compared to how wide that is. That said, a stinger, why not? Because it's running out of fairway, that's why. Game. 97%. We've got to sort these heavy rough lie percentages, though. I know that's not a Christian thing, but oh, yeah. Send you airmail it, and given that I've got this self-imposed ban on the pick shot, that makes this pretty challenging. Shame. What do you do here? Can I putt it? Yes. No. Ah, but that should have been a tough shot. Exactly. That's it. I mean, but you're short-sided in a back bunker, like to a green that's running away from you. That should be really challenging. If I play the pick shot, it just isn't. So I kind of think that's more fun. That looks pretty. So this is a par four, isn't it? From memory. Yeah. I like the visual of that tree. Looks like it's connected to the bunker, but we actually have fairway in between. This is nice and spacious. That's a horrible pin to have to get at. From no doubt into wind. 200 yards? Oh, 220. Excellent. How long is this hole? 494. I think this is possibly a little tucked. I know that you have no control over the wind I'm playing at, but the two back wings I would save for shots where people realistically would likely have a wedge or like an 8-iron most, but appreciate the wind is not helping. And also the higher level players, this would still be fine. And then again, maybe it even works. Oh, just about. But yeah, you see how tight I had to land that with that. Yes, true. This is fair. Easy. So no, all of those critiques, borne in mind, it's more just it's worth seeing how people on CC with basic level clubs will see that. It's always a three. Yeah, I figure most people go on those last two holes. Most people are going to go like triple bogey, birdie in that order. Okay, reverse camber. We have water on one side and bunkers on the other. Again, I would just try to widen it. I mean, this is more a personal design philosophy, but I will always tend to be harsher on the longer drivers. I guess the angle is a bit more acute, but I'd be widening this out to about here, probably. Yeah, it makes sense. Watch it go on plat. Good time for one of my better drives of the day. I like the way this green sits. This one seems kind of simple, slightly smaller. Is that getting there? I think so. Shot shape is fighting the wind. I think it was the club just. Q makes a good point. I think it's a really good elite fit, personally. Okay, we have definitely done this tee shot too many times now. As much as I love it, and I think this is a really cool hole where with a longer driver you can potentially roll down to the green. This is straight off of one of the Peninsula Kingswood courses. As in the idea is not it's not a complete rip. I know the yeah, I know the one. Might need to sit. I do love that the like really firm greens now actually play firm, so you can't always just stop a wedge directly on it. That was nice. Comment on the tee shot aside, like I think that's one of my favourite holes in terms of playability. Just really fun. This is Peninsula Kingswood 3. Also, you have definitely done this tee shot too many times now. It is really cool, but oh, it's going to go left. I don't know if I'd have done the terrain painted bunk. Let's just leap back a sec. The one thing I'd say about this sand texture for the terrain painted bunker is that I don't love the lines as an actual bunker. I know that, like, so I wonder whether you could have done normal bunker and then bled it into the terrain painting. I think would have worked, but I know you've done that elsewhere, so it's probably partly for variety. Land movement maybe feels a little odd here. Let's just get it up and hack out. I feel like the green site should be down a little from where it is, but it's actually all rising up to meet it. But I think that might just be a me thing. I don't know. I feel like that would work better, maybe set down. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Right, come on, spin a territory. It's a terrible shot. I'm going to spin off the green, probably. Ugh. And not a good putt, but we'll make an easy five. I feel like this is a PK hole as well. Or like similar to one. Okay, that's tight. Oh, I want to say, is it seven, 7 or 8? Mm-hmm. It is very, very pretty. And kind of to the extent that we've stopped commenting on it. But yeah, it's probably worth saying the environment work is really, really good. The types of trees and how they're used, particularly, as well as just like blending of different types of tools. So terrain painting plus the little bits of grass planting are really nice. 4-3-4 finish, and we need to find a birdie. Back bunker on 10's killed me. And the double on the first, to be fair. I don't think we need this pond. This is not, yeah, not in play on this hole. Shouldn't be. I just don't think it benefits either hole. And you can't see it off the tee, which doesn't help. So, well, you can just a little bit, I guess. I'm not using the pick. The pick is a terrible shot. Oof. Okay. Another 2 iron. I like that this one is just length is really the challenge, but the green is slightly more receptive. It's a nice punch bowl. That's worked well. But yeah, that was a good, like for a long hole. I like the restraint of the tee shot there. Like I say, I would have lost the water, but that was kind of inconsequential. Oh, that was our birdie right there. But also shows how variety can work really well in that didn't need anything more than that. It says 220, isn't it? I remember. Yeah, I think downwind, this bunker needs to be shorter, like, to allow us to land over that and run on to that pin in the way that you want. And like, yes, I guess the wind is not helping us in that regard, but I think we have to design for that. People could need space way short. We'll try our best. Not my worst shot. Landing in the light rough might help it. Yeah. I reckon if I'd be interested to see where that rolled to had I landed in the fairway. Oh, again, comments on a hole being difficult makes a birdie versus hole being easy makes bogey. And 18, see what we got. Nice closing hole. Kind of amphitheatre style green. I don't know. It's almost like I don't really know where the golf ball is going. Okay, into wind. I think that's again there's some definite PK18 inspiration with this. Less so as in less direct than some of the other holes. I thought the crowds by the clubhouse were over they're just over the practice green. Are they? Or a par 3 course or something? Practice green. Amazing. They don't care what I'm doing. Well, it's not a great feeling putt. That's okay. We've left ourselves a putt for an even par round, which I would have taken on the first. Hooray! Well, there we go. I mean, as a course, it is beautiful. Like, it's really stunning. And the aesthetic work is done so well, as is all the technicals, the tools, bunkering. Like, there's not much to nitpick anywhere with that. Where I would say I think we can nitpick a bit more is the whole design, some variety. I think that diagonal tee shot over bunkers was definitely overused. And one of the hardest parts with a sandbar course is how can you get that feeling of variety when the bunkers are always cutting around the greens. Sometimes it's a little bit of restraint, like you did with 16, where there's that bunkerless tee shot, which worked really nicely. But I think it's like within green sites as well, like how can we make those as varied as possible rather than just hits another green surrounded by bunkers. I think sometimes you can open up the fronts of these a little more, which would allow your ground game a bit more room to breathe. The other thing I'd say with Sandbelt course, I learnt this from South Yarra reflecting back on it, was they have a ton of short par fours, like sub 400. And I think you fell into the same pitfall I did, which is that you're so focused on ground game and trying to make the ball roll in and bouncing that you kind of neglect having those sub 400 fours. So the only one is 10. And that's drivable, which means people are still hitting driver into it. And I did exactly the same. And I think this course would have really benefited from like a few sub 400 holes or like even 420. If we look at after this, our shortest hole is 455 for a par 4. Oh no, 383, which came a little later. That was the other one that I laid up on. I think it could have used a couple more of those. Um, in terms of the what else is, there's not much more. Just like keep trying to vary whole designs within a theme. Um, and yeah, the shortening of a couple of the par threes or just holes in general. Because I think if this had been a 7,200 yard course, I think it's like it makes a big difference to it. But yeah, that's a ton of fun and will be a really good course. So that's in the Pithy Dr. G group, which will be an interesting battle, as well as the Metatropic as well. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and thanks